So some of you may be called to work with eucalyptus and spearmint during Cancer season. I don't know if those two herbs are specifically associated with the zodiac of Cancer. I don't know, but that's just intuitively what I was getting. Hello and welcome back to another reading with Soulful Soothe, where you can come to soothe the soul. My name is Cheyenne and I'll be reading for you today on what you can expect during Cancer season, what Spirit wants you to work on, work through, work with, what you can expect. So before I get into cards, I'm going to open up with prayer. Feel free to call on anyone in your spirit team that you would like present for this reading. Without further ado. Dear Divine, thank you so much for this time and this space and this energy that the viewer and I get to share. Thank you for the viewers being receptive to the messages that come through that resonate with them and what they have going on with their own personal situations. I pray that my ego is mitigated and made as small as possible so that the clearest, most purest messages can come through and help the viewer to expand. With so much love in our hearts, clarity in our minds, and gratitude on our lips, we say thank you. Okay, so before I even started praying, I was getting eucalyptus and spearmint. So some of you may be called to work with eucalyptus and spearmint during Cancer season. I don't know if those two herbs are specifically associated with the zodiac of Cancer. I don't know, but that's just intuitively what I was getting. Just off bat, Cancer is the cardinal water sign. So the zodiac that we start the summer season with. It's also the mother of the zodiac. So just from an astrological standpoint, you could be having heavy thoughts about like healing parental wounds, especially around your relationship with your mother or mother figures. You may find yourself unintentionally being more motherly towards your friends, or if you have kids, you may find yourself wanting to be more nurturing. If you don't have kids and you just really, including pets, you really just are a nurturing, caring individual, you may find yourself drawn to be more of a, not necessarily a homebody, but since it's a spectrum, I'll go ahead and say you might find yourself wanting to be more of a homebody and spend more time like sprucing up your area. You might find yourself wanting to make your area your home space. Even your office, you might find yourself wanting to make the spaces that you spend a lot of time at, make them more comfortable. If you aren't like physically trying to make a space more comfortable or more suited for whatever activity you've got going on, I'm getting Venus energy too. So some of you guys might be feeling called to focus specifically on the bedroom. So if you are new to practicing sex magic, for example, you might find yourself trying to pick textures and colors and scents that make you feel the sexiest. Just, keeping it as generic as possible. But from an astrological standpoint, that's what's going on. But Spirit, can you speak to us about themes that we can expect during Cancer season? Okay, so we have one card out. Spirit, can you give me 2 more cards, please? Sometimes I feel like Spirit just be like, girl, like you really be pushing it. And maybe that's the message for Cancer season. Maybe some of you might be feeling the call to push it, which would not be uncharacteristic of this zodiac's energy. With Cancer being a cardinal sign, it's one of those signs, even though it's very emotional, even though it's a water energy, because it's cardinal, it is usually the person in the friend group or work group or family dynamic who pushes the button a little bit. They may be internally like afraid of like pushing the status quo, but they're usually the one who like gets over that fear pretty quickly. And if you are someone, because again, remember, astrology, zodiacs, all of this shit is on a spectrum. So it's not like I can just sit here and say like Cancer is going to do this. Like every zodiac has a spectrum of possibilities. So on one end, you know, Cancer can be like this fearless like leader, someone pushing the button, bringing up those hot topic issues. But at the same time, this could also be something that you struggle with if you have Cancer placements, especially if you have like mutable signs in like your moon or your rising, even your Mars. Even though you're a Cancer sun, you could experience, you know, some issues there when it comes to self-worth, when it comes to your ability to just get up, like your drive, your willpower. Think your solar plexus chakra. The fact that I am like not even really paying attention to the cards for this reading, I'm just like spitting out knowledge. Another message I'm getting is that you might have to rely on what you already know during this season. Like this might not be a season where it's necessarily appropriate, is the word that I'm getting, to seek outside sources. And I just belched. That's one of my confirmations, like belching and sneezing, and like when I get the little tickle thing on the tip of my nose, that's when I know like, yeah, Spirit is speaking. But one more card, please, Spirit. That was such a tangent. I'm so sorry. Thank y'all for being patient with me and for still being here. Okay, whatever flipped up, that's what I'm going to take. Whatever didn't flip up, I'm going to leave it where it's at. Okay, so the card that was faced up when I picked up the cards that fell out my hand or flew out of my hand, we do have the Chariot. So this is the card that came out when I was speaking about like having to rely on like your prior knowledge and not really rely on outside sources and like trying to seek advice. Like this is a time for you to rely on like what you already know. Wow. I do also want to add that the Chariot represents Cancer energy. When you look at this card, you can see that like he's not holding any reins for this Chariot. Like he's relying on his mental fortitude. He's relying on his discernment. He's relying on that connection within self, the power, the magic that lives within himself to move himself forward. The Chariot comes after the Lovers and before the Strength card. So this could also be a time where you find yourself having to move on from something that you once invested a lot of time, energy, money, resources into. And you might find it to be a little emotionally challenging for you to do so at this time. But we do have Two of Swords and the Hermit here on the board as well. So let me sit with this for just 2 seconds and allow Spirit to speak. Yeah, this is just, for me, it's confirmation. Again, what I was saying about like, this is a time for you to go within and not really rely on those outside sources. Not really seek out new information. This is a time for you to sit still and let things marinate before you move forward. I'm getting Virgo and Aquarius energy, specifically off of the Two of Swords and the Hermit. I'm also really drawn to the moon that's in the Two of Swords. I don't think I've ever really paid attention to the moon that's there. So I feel like that's more confirmation of this like um, of this Cancer energy, of you needing to, wow, yeah. Because like the moon in this card is like not complete. So there's something here that you haven't quite made sense of, or it's just incomplete. And Spirit is giving you Cancer season as a time of refuge, I just heard, but also like a time for you to reflect on what it is that's transpired. I just heard again. And also just like chill out for a little bit. Because the answers that you're looking for are within yourself. They're not outside of you. So Spirit is just really, what I'm getting off of these cards as of yet is to just chill out. What else do you have to say, Spirit? Okay, so the first card that came out from this Wisdom of the Oracle deck is Orphaned, number 5. I can't remember. I'm going to have to go back and look, but I feel like another reading from this series, which the series will be linked in the description box down below. I feel like that card came out for another season. But if memory serves me correct, it came out in the reverse. So I feel like with this card coming out up right now, especially coming out with happy, like this is the season where you're finally able to like get over this hurdle. You're finally able to transmute this pain. And as I kind of look at the cards, it looks like a transition on to better, because like in this card, this girl is like sitting on this like rock. Like it doesn't look fun. It doesn't look warm. It doesn't look inviting. It doesn't look comfortable. It looks like the opposite of that Venus energy that I was talking about earlier. But this card is like, okay, there's a full egg. So eggs make me think of like fertility, but not necessarily in like a procreating kind of energy. Like, I don't mean that nobody is pregnant, but you know, you could be finding out you're pregnant this season, because again, Cancer energy is that mothering energy of the zodiac. But it makes me think of like new ideas, especially with the stars in this card, and like the star that's in her like third eye area. Like to me, this speaks of like you having newfound realizations, like you moving out of this Two of Swords energy where you feel foggy and like cloudy and confused and just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know why I'm still like harping on this. Like, why am I not over this yet? I feel like this is the season where you finally get those answers that you've been like laboring for. And when I say laboring, like I feel like these are things that you've been like ruminating on for years. And it's going to take a lot of like mental strength and fortitude to like get past whatever this is. We do have flexible here as well. So to me, this just, you know, speaks to what I was saying again about that resiliency. Like I get the sense that you've been pushing and like doing all that you can do, and like life is still going on, but like you still have this like little itch behind your ear or something that's just like, it just won't go away because you haven't figured it out yet. And you've been tussling with spirit, like praying and crying and journaling and watching readings here on YouTube and talking to your friends and doing this and doing that, like doing all of this, and maybe even doing like spells and writing petitions. Like you've been putting in a lot of energetic work to like overcome this hurdle, especially with the Chariot being here. Like you're ready to move on, you're ready to move forward, you're ready for your answers. You're just kind of like in this place, like I've been doing the work, like where are the results? And the lesson I get is that, or the thing that Spirit wants you to pay attention to is, how flexible and adaptable and resilient you are. Like those are your superpowers. I'm just noticing that on 2 of these cards we have eggs. So again, heavy on that message of like new ideas coming forward, you possibly having like these aha moments, and just, you know, spirit downloading things to you. And like, I'm just getting the sense of like you making it make sense finally. In this like kind of roundabout way, and you being like, even like how I'm describing this, it just feels like there should be an easier way for me to say it, but I just can't get it out. I feel like that's how this aha moment is going to come to you. It's going to be like, okay, it really was that simple all this time. Like I could have saved myself 3-4 journals. I could have saved myself $300-400 going to therapy, doing this, doing that, if I would have just got it like this back then, da da da. But Spirit wants you to know like it was all a part of the journey, and that there were valuable lessons learned along the way. We do have number 4 here, higher power. Number 4 is making me think of the Emperor. So Aries energy. I want to say maybe this card came out during the Aries reading. I don't know. If you feel called to go back and look at that again, it'll be down in the description. But I'm going to pull one more card from Wisdom of Oracle, and then I'll pull some more tarot just to like, you know, clarify or whatever. But in the meantime, in between time, if you have not already liked this video, please do me a huge favor and like the video, because it helps the video to circulate to more people that need these messages. And if you feel called to, subscribe, because, you know, I do this on a regular. So I would love for you to join the crew, join the clique, join the gang. Yeah. Big shit popping over here. Energetically, for real. One more card, please, Spirit. One more card, please, Spirit. Time for a nap and yet another moon. So yeah, like this season is going to be a season of a lot of reflecting and a lot of resting. Let me look at the numbers here. We have 4, 5, 24, 26, 19. It feels kind of all over the place. None of the numbers are really repeating to me. I think it's interesting that we have 4 and 5, and then 24 and 26. So I might venture to say that that is confirmation yet again of, you know, that forward movement that you've been desiring. Yeah, and as I split the deck, we have 3 of Pentacles on the bottom and 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, you're definitely going to come out of Cancer season feeling accomplished because of an emotional breakthrough. That's the biggest word that I or the best way that I can say the energy that I'm picking up on is this like breakthrough kind of energy. And not necessarily like in your physical realm. Like I'm getting that it's all like on an energetic, emotional, mental kind of space. I'm also being called to go back to what I was saying at the beginning of this reading about like how Cancer energy can be like a button pusher. Right now, this little fur baby is being very persistent. Like she wants me to play with her, even though she can see that I'm doing a reading, right? I feel like that's, you know, another confirmation of what I was saying earlier about like you trying to make things make sense and you working on whatever this emotional roadblock or trauma or whatever it is that you've been trying to like make it make sense. You've been doing the work for years, for months, for weeks, whatever. And the word that keeps coming through, honestly, it feels kind of dramatic, but it's travail. That's the word that's coming through. And it's like Spirit is saying, you know, once you take some time to rest and to chill out, like, that's when the puzzle pieces are going to come together. That's when it's going to finally click. One more card, please, Spirit. Okay, period. Okay, so I'm noticing right away just a lot of air. Wow. Okay, so we have 5 of Swords in reverse, and then we have 6 of Swords. So I feel like this is, you know, more confirmation of that forward movement that I've been speaking about this entire reading. Like you finally getting over something. With 5 of Swords in reverse, I feel like this could, 5 of Swords in reverse and this 2 of Swords right here, I feel like this is more so, it's internal conflict. It's internal conflict about something from your past. For some of you, it's you like getting over somebody who you feel has fucked you over or just like not done you the best, or someone that you're like disappointed in, and they might be a masculine, a masculine earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But yeah, I definitely see you moving past this, moving forward, moving the fuck on, honestly. Because, some of y'all not gonna like this, but it's not really you moving on without this other person. It's like you guys are moving into a different, like, phase of your journey. And I say that because of the people that's in this boat. Like, it's not just one person. Like, these people are going somewhere together. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah. And then last but not least, we have the moon. So yeah, just further confirmation of that Cancer energy during Cancer season, dealing with the themes of 4th house. So look in your birth chart and see what placements you have. Excuse me. If you have questions about your birth chart, put them in the comments and I will do my best to help. Maybe even make a video on like your birth chart, like how to read it, all of that. If I have a video out by this time that this posts, I'll just link that below. But yeah, I feel like it's time for us as a collective in this space to get in our astrology bag a little bit better. So be expecting more information coming out about that, just because I feel, yeah, like I said, I feel like it's time for us to get in our bag. Like, as a reader, I never want y'all to just rely on like what I'm saying to you. I never want y'all to be like, oh, well, you know, King of Pentacles represents Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy just because Cheyenne said that in the reading. Like, I want y'all to know why Cheyenne is saying King of Pentacles represents this, that, and the third. I want y'all to have the knowledge too. I don't want y'all to just rely on what I'm saying. I want you to be able to fact check me. I want you to be able to also like use your discernment, especially when watching these readings on YouTube, because we're reading for so many people. Like, so many people click on these videos. There's no way that like everything that I'm saying in this video can be applicable just to you, you know? So I want y'all to be able to use your discernment and use your own knowledge, you know, so that you can make the best decision for yourself as possible. So with that being said, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that this message resonated and was helpful. If you have not already, feel free to hit that thumbs up button again so we can get out there to more people who need these messages. And subscribe if you are rocking with the vibe and you want more energy readings for all of the seasons. Yeah, and until next time, I love you so much. Ciao.